taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
I'm back, you know that I never left. I got tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard, I'm ready to change. Scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough as
Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me.
Hello and welcome to FPL Agony, here to make fantasy football less like hell. It's Gameweek 7 and this is our 9th show in a row. Look at us. This is our longest streak ever. We're better than Chilwell, we're better than Reece James. This is us, we're here. Well, I say we're here. We're, of course, missing one valued member of the team tonight. He can't be with us. But we have replaced him with a pineapple. Woo! You might be thinking, why have we replaced him with a pineapple? And I think a pineapple sums up John really well. You know, he's soft and tender on the inside, kind of sweet and juicy, but I wouldn't want to punch one. So it's just me and one of our Cockney experts in residence. But my God, what a great expert. Look at him. Whoa. Let's hear it for Scott. You all right, mate?
Hi. Yeah, I'm all right. You?
I'm all right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Get involved in the chat because we're doing all sorts of things today, and we're going to be playing a game of Who Are You, as always, at the end, and the scores are really close, so see if you can win there. A shout out to my mum, who's commented in the chat already and is watching tonight. Well done. Hello, my mum. And Scott, did you know today is National Podcast Day?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
no
it is
way.
National Podcast Day.
That's obviously why we're live tonight, because it's National Podcast
Exactly,
Day.
that's why we're doing this. And if you haven't subscribed to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then what are you doing? Go do it now. Go hit that subscribe button. Also subscribe on YouTube because we're aiming for 500, and that would be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Can you imagine like my voice in your ear, like the ASMR in that? It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you want to go to sleep really well at night, You can listen to Scott talk about his potential wildcard selections. There we go.
No point in watching the rest of the show now, is there?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to FPL Agony. Are you tucked into bed now? Oh, this show got weird quickly, man.
Oh, God.
Thanks to everyone who's joining us in the chat. Keep it going. We're loving it. Right. Well, we're here to talk about Game Week 7. Game Week 6 was difficult for some people. I found it quite difficult. You know, I got 40-something points. I'm going to be honest. I'll give you a little teaser about what's coming up. I'm going to be one of our Oh Dear teams of the week has the lowest score I have ever seen. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, wow. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. I couldn't believe it. But that's coming up in a little bit. But let's talk about our FPL Agony League. E54 QBG is the league code. Hundreds of you are signed up to this. It's a really good league. And about 10 of you watch the show, including Luke, who asked the question, did either of you have Palmer? I had Palmer. Did you have Palmer, Scott?
I think the dog's just answered it.
Yeah.
That's how stressed. She's stressed. She's so stressed. No, I didn't. But listen, people, he's still my £4.9 million gem from last season, and no one can ever take that away from me.
No one can ever take that away. That's absolutely right. There are some people who triple captain Palmer, which is master stroke of the season. I know Signore shared the screenshot on Instagram of someone who did that. 75 points if you did. So well done. If you did captain him or triple captain him, I didn't. So I got 25 points. 50 would have been nice. Not being greedy, 50 would have been nice. But still, I mean, that so far, we'll talk about it in a minute, but that was, I think, the moment of the season, I think. Absolutely spectacular. Really good. So, talking about FPL Agony League, let's talk about where people are. Signore is currently in 9th place when I took this screenshot. I'm down in 30. And if you scroll down, you get to Scott, who's currently in 61st place. Just below someone whose, I have to be honest, team name is Genius, the grocery store. I mean, I think that's fantastic. Do you get it, Scott?
Yes, I get it.
It's really
but
good.
The geezer don't even play in the Premier League anymore, so
no.
who gives a damn?
Oh. Wait. The current number one. Are you FPL Fish? Are you Ashley Brown in the audience?
No way.
I'm number one. Sure, it won't happen. This is a comment from the audience. Is that you? Is that genuinely you? Well done. You got 79 points, 443 in total.
No, that's never happened to us. We've never actually had a randomer join our live stream. No way.
Are you actually? Is it legit you? That's amazing. Because the people we usually talk about being top of the league never watch the show, and this could be a first. What a special show that would be. Let us know. Let us know in the chat. That's very funny. Excellent stuff. Once again, if you want to join the league, it's E54QBG, and it'll be down in the description, along the ticker along the bottom, all the show notes, or however you're listening to this show. Come and join in. Come and join in the fun, because you might get to be featured in one of our Oh Dear teams of the week. So, let's talk about the first Oh Dear team of the week. This is Jay's team. Jay used a wild card and got 26 points. Now, to be fair, Signore is currently playing this evening in a game that's probably just kicked off. But still, a wild card, and you've got most of your players having played, you've got 26 points. Yeah. It's not a bad team. You've got Mbuemo, Diaz, Haaland, Trent. So it's pretty alright. But man, I mean, wow.
I'm only looking like it because on my screen it's a little bit tinier than I can actually see it. But wow, okay.
I know,
Ooh.
I know. This is shocking. Imagine. I thought because I think I got about 50 points or something on my wild card. But imagine getting like, he might with Semenyo might get to 30, unless like there's a cracking game tonight. I mean that is quite stunning. We've also had confirmation, by the way, that Ashley Brown is indeed is watching tonight, which is a rare moment. Have a round of applause.
Welcome.
You can have that. That's an alternative title for this show. Well done, Ashley Brown. Very good. So that's Jay's team. However, I need to show you one of the most unluckiest people I've ever seen. Have a look at this team. This team belongs to Ben Turnbull, who got 13 points. Right, we need to perform an autopsy on this team because, man, okay, so Ben has got Semenyo also to play tonight, so might get a couple of points from that. 13 points, okay. Had Fernandez, so got -2. Saliba, 0. Fofana, 0. Isaac, 0. Oh, my God. I mean, we've got like a bunch of 2-pointers here. And actually, the bench did probably better than quite a lot of players in this team. I mean, 13 points, Scott. What do you make of that?
No, looking at it, I think you've just got his team from last season. I don't think it's actually this season's team. Oh my God. That I don't think I've ever seen the lowest score in my life.
I mean,
seriously as well.
I can't believe it. I was scrolling through our league, and I was like, "Wow,
no way,
13 points."
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I know.
People take more minus points than that in 1 week.
Yeah, exactly. That's true, actually.
I remember someone saying they took a -16 a couple of weeks ago. I was like, what?
Oh, can you imagine if Ben took a -8 for this team?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is quite incredible. Now, the third team I'm going to mention at ODIA Team of the Week is a bit of an honourable mention because this person has been on the show before as a guest a couple of seasons ago. But I do want to do a shout out to this team, Wish Upon a Star by the one and only James Blackwell.
Oh God.
Now, I'll be honest, James, there were lots of teams far worse than yours, but you got 39 points. Scott, what are you making of this?
Can I elaborate on this? So, he texts me Saturday morning, giving it the bigger. Oh, yeah, I've taken a -8, going for it. Yeah, proper. You don't actually sound like that, but anyway. And he goes, finally got Haaland in. So, how'd you manage that? I took out Salah. So, he's taken a -8 to take out Salah, to captain Haaland, and obviously Salah, fetched 10 points? So he just basically lost out on an average of 18 odd points there. Because of the points he's lost and then the points he would have gained having Salah still. I mean, it's not nice, is it? Makes you feel a bit sick.
It makes you feel really sick. Imagine going
But it's also really, really funny as well, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It's very, very funny.
Yeah. And he's got Anderson on the bench as well. It's not even the points he's got Anderson on the bench.
8 points for Anderson.
He could have got more points from Pickford than Raya this week. So what are the chances?
Oh my God, yeah.
The team that hasn't won a game up until this point.
Oh, I know. Imagine that. Imagine being that person. You wouldn't share that team.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, collectively, I think these three are the most erratic FPL scores of this season so far in our league.
Yeah,
surely.
Yeah.
We've not seen a wild card fetch 26 points. We've seen it's just insane. Palmer fetched 25 points on his own. And this team's only fetched 13 amongst 11 players. It's got almost more points on the bench than he has actually.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, poor old James Blackwell.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Oh, Signore's just sent us a little message while he's watching at home, saying Ben's team should be called Sacked in the Morning. So thanks for that, Signore. Thanks for joining.
Actually, you can have a bit of a. There we go. Oh, dear, oh dear. Well. Right, well, actually, do you know what? Let's go to the other end of the scale. Let's talk about someone who did quite well. Now, I don't know about you, Scott, but as this show becomes more and more popular, I get people who kind of come up to me who go, "Oh, I watched the show. I really love what you do. Can I be on your show? I really want to be on your show. Can I be on your show, please? Can I be on your show? Please feature me. Please, Matt. Please feature me on the show. I really want to be on the show." And that's what happened. That was the conversation I had today. So I'm calling this next segment, "I'll do anything to go on FPL Agony."
Fair. Fair.
So, this is the team of one Uncle Miley. Oh. I've gone to the wrong bit. So, Miles was really pleased with his team. He got 74 points. So he's really pleased with that. So here's your shout out. Had Palmer for 25. Captained Haaland like we all did. But also had Watkins. So did very well. Van der Ven, 11 points. So pretty good. Had Robinson on the bench though. So could have done better there.
Unlucky,
Robinson
yeah.
had a good... I had Robinson on the bench. Such a mistake.
And you remember what I said to you just before the deadline?
You told
For
me.
what? And I wasn't sitting there trying to like.
You went, if I was you, Geezer, do you know what I'd do? You know what I'd do, Geezer, right? What I'd do is I'd take Veltman off, right? And I'll put Robinson. Put Veltman on the bench, right? Know what I mean? And then, yeah, and I didn't listen to you.
Exactly what I said.
Do you know what I did listen to? I listened to Signore. He said, try bringing in Chris Wood. Cheers, mate.
Amazing.
Oh, shout out to Neil who's joined us in the chat.
Oh yeah,
finally
Neil.
joined us
Thank
for
you.
that bit of agony. Nice one. Thank you very much.
Yeah, massive support on our Twitter account. So cheers, man. Really appreciate it.
Jakob says sorry he's late. He's in Meath with the bros. Barrage got 80 points, I think.
Oh,
I think
wow.
Barrage got 80 points, which is, wow, that's really good. That's right up there in terms of top scorers. Well done to you. So, let's just talk a bit about game week 6, because I want to talk about triple captain chances. And we're in a really kind of weird place, because every time I see a great game, I think, oh, that's the triple captain chance gone. So lots of people triple captain Salah in game week 1 and got quite a respectable 42 points. It's fine. The following week, lots of people triple captain Haaland. They got 51 points. And for me, that's what I think was one of his hat-tricks, where I thought, oof, that could have been the moment. But that was beaten completely by the guy who's this episode's named after, Cole Palmer. If you triple captained Palmer in game week 6, you would have got 75 points from one player alone, which would be absolutely incredible. 4 goals. Now, the question I have for you, Scott, is there going to be an opportunity for a triple captain this season that's going to be anywhere near as good? What do you think?
I think everyone knows who watches this show what I believe in. I firmly believe it on social media. But every time I've said it this must be the 3rd time this season I'm going to say it, and every time I get my words eaten, like double game week. It's just the standardized policy in my game planning that you wait until halfway through the season and you see a double game week. You're like, bosh! You're gonna whack that triple captain on there, double amount of points in 2 games, you know. But the nerve of managers to do that and to go for Palmer in a fixture against Brighton, and there's lots going on between those 2 clubs as well. Lots of the players exchange and stuff like that, signings from both teams, and fair play. if I would have triple captained him and come out with that, I feel like I've won FPL, to be honest. Like, I just wouldn't even need to carry on. Like, and there's lots of talk around the football side of Palmer playing really well. And there's talk about, he's got his Sancho now that he knew. I don't know if he knew him at City when he was there, but, he knows Maresca when he was at City. He's got players playing around him now. And I think you're building such a great squad. And it's the he is so integral to that team. Like, Southgate benched this guy during the Euros.
Oh, no.
He benched him. And, he come on. And every single time he come on, he looked lively. He had 2 minutes. Then he had 4 minutes. Then he had 6 minutes. He scored in one of the important games, right? When we were 1-0 down. And he brought us back into it.
Yeah.
I know City have these buyback clauses. Every single player they sell. It'll be just very interesting to see if that's still in the contract that he signed till 2094. Just in case, you just never know that he might go back to City. I don't know, but I said this to someone yesterday. Potentially the best summer signing out of any club over the last two seasons is Palmer to Chelsea.
Yeah,
genuinely, and I mean that because for 35 to 40 million or something like that, I think it was, for an English young player playing that English premium tax for playing in the Premier League. Quality. He's absolutely quality, and I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of Cole Palmer, and watching him and we're seeing those goals he scored, just effortless, and whoever did it, fair play. If we see anyone in the chat that genuinely did triple captain him, I'll buy you a chocolate bar or something one day. To be honest, I don't know.
Oh dear. I mean, you have put the fear in me a bit when you talk about buyback clauses. So no, you can't have him. He's got a 10-year contract. I'll be nearly 50 when he eventually can leave Chelsea legally. So I don't care. He's staying.
Legally. Amazing.
So Ashley says, feels crazy to say, but Palmer feels really underpriced. Now we know he isn't a one-season wonder. How much would you say Palmer is worth now? So what's his current price? 10.6 million.
Oh, he's 10.7 now because he went up overnight, which kind of annoyed me, to be honest.
Oh.
But are we talking about real life or FPL? He's underpriced in FPL. I don't agree with that. I think that was very harshly done when he was 5 million at the start of last summer.
Yeah.
For 23-24, sorry. And if I've never said before, but he went down to 4.9, and that's when I brought him in. This time last season for 4.9. I don't know if I've said it, but I will say it again. I brought him in for 4.9, and he went up to 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, what he delivered last season, you understand why he was a £10.5 million player. But I just think that the increase was just mad of 4 mil. I think he should have been an 8.5 or a 9, in my opinion. But in terms of real life, easy £100 million player.
Yeah.
Genuinely, if one of the big boys came in or City tried to bring him back, I don't know. You're fetching, if it's a Premier League club, you're fetching about 150 million. Easy. At his age. Yeah. I think now we've got, well, depends if we spoke about Carsley in previous videos. And if you haven't watched that, you can go back to watch that video. With Lee Carsley running the shots. He'll be starting for England very, very soon and being one of our most important players in that starting 11. And I genuinely mean that as well. He's the genuine future of our national team.
Yeah.
And as long as he doesn't decide to play for the West Indies or anything like that, then I think we'll be okay. If people don't know, he qualifies to play for another national team. So yeah, absolutely stunning player. And I think we're quite lucky to have someone like that playing for our national team as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes it even more baffling the experience he had at Euro 2024.
Yes, 100%.
It is absolutely wild. I don't know what Southgate was thinking.
But also, in some ways, also look at Pep, and I think that's could be low key one of the biggest mistakes Pep has made.
Yeah.
In his time at City, I know he's very clever when he sells these players. You know, Jesus being one of them, fetched a big fee to go to Arsenal. His injury record and stuff like that. Mahrez, they sold off to Saudi and stuff like that, and they reinvest. They bring new players in. Alvarez went this summer, but I genuinely think losing Palmer was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. What happens this season?
I've got a question
go
for you.
it.
I've got a question for you. It's a scenario. All right. So let's say there's a double game week in February. All right.
Yes.
A double game week in February.
Yeah.
And let's say that Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City all have double game weeks. Let's say the standard of opposition for their playing for those double game weeks are roughly the same. They're playing kind of like near the bottom team. They're like bottom 6 teams, all 3 teams. This is an imaginary scenario.
Yep. One Premier League, one maybe team that come up in the Premier League, come up to the Premier League, and maybe a mid team. Yeah,
exactly.
For example.
All roughly the same. Not much between it. Are you picking Salah, Palmer, or Haaland as your triple captain? Who's it going to be?
We're not looking at form or anything. We're not overthinking this, are we?
You don't have to overthink it. I mean, just based on what we've seen so far.
What's seen so far this season?
Yeah.
Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
I think so. Because I think he is... This season, it's not the first time he's had a huge haul like that. Obviously not 4 goals, but against... Was it when you won 6-2? He got 3 assists and a goal.
Yeah.
There is... Salah can haul, we know that. He hasn't hauled like he has in the previous few seasons. But I wouldn't bet against Palmer this season. Because I'm a triple captainer who goes for midfielders majority of the time. Last season was the first time I went for Haaland. You know, we can go back to when we spoke about our times when triple captain Salah against Ipswich and Norwich. Not Ipswich and Norwich, sorry, Norwich and Leeds. Norwich and Leeds, and where he fetched 84 points. You know, you go Rashford 2 seasons ago, fetched 60 points.
Yeah.
You know, midfielders get those extra points for goals. The clean sheet point, if he was to get a clean sheet. I wouldn't bet against Cole Palmer. Genuinely. And let's go back to this moment. Gameweek 7 preview. If that happens in the second half of the season, dig up this video. I'll stick by it. I'll go for Cole Palmer, triple captain.
Wow. Okay. You heard
Click
it
this
here
video.
first.
We will stick it on as a separate video.
Oh.
If that happens to us, Cole Palmer, triple captain. That's how much faith I've got in this boy.
Wow. You heard it here first. Right, we're going to hold Scott to his word if that imaginary scenario takes place.
I'm even going to make a note of it on my phone right now. Okay? I've done it.
Neil asks in the chat, do you think England would have won the Euros had Palmer got more minutes?
Yes. Word that question again, please.
Do you think England would have won the Euros had Palmer got more minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 3 blue hearts for Cole Palmer. I think we would have won the Euros because we got there. I think he should have started the Euros.
He should have started. Absolutely should have started. I think there are a few other positions where I'm a bit like,
That's a great question, Neil.
That's
huge fan of that question.
Really good. I think it would have taken, in my opinion, probably would have taken a bit more than Palmer having more minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an unpopular opinion about Harry Kane. Anyone else would have been better. Sorry.
Is it unpopular though after the last tournament?
I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I said it before the tournament. I said it during. I'm saying it now. Someone else, please. You know, that's another, you know, great club player, and doing great this season at Munich. But yeah, James says Palmer is the safe option. Everything goes through him. City and Liverpool have the manpower to win a game easy without involving Haaland or Salah. That is so true, isn't it, Scott?
It's a great question. Great statement. Sorry. I think this season it's proved as well. When Salah's had a couple of off days here and there, Liverpool still winning games.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the time. Like, look at last week when Signore went for captain Salah and it didn't work. It didn't pay off. Oh yeah. And then this week again, we had the same issue with Haaland. You know, we captained him and it didn't work, and Salah worked this week. But yeah, I do actually believe that Palmer will be that safe option, and I'll be eagerly looking for a double game week from him this season. And on that note, you can imagine what one of my potential moves are this game week.
Absolutely. One final point on Chelsea, which I want to share, because as a Chelsea fan, this means quite a lot. First of all, it's lovely to see them in the top 4, which I was just like, wow, it's so nice to be in that position again. It takes me back to 2003 when football was invented. But going from us not being able to score, like for love nor money last season, and we are currently top of this league of most goals scored with 15 goals so far this season. That warms my heart a bit.
Maybe it was worth buying the 90 different wingers then. Surely. This made sense now. But have you noticed that they're not coming from all the rest of them? It's coming from Palmer. It's coming from Jackson. Yeah. Sancho's not involved. And I spoke so openly about Sancho coming into the Premier League, coming back to the Premier League, but playing for Chelsea, signing for his boyhood club. He's made a great start. You know, I think you've built a really good squad. Right, maybe up the pitch. You're scoring lots of goals. Maybe you're conceding some, but you are still winning games.
The only problem is we're shipping quite a lot of goals, and I think we need a better goalkeeper than Sanchez.
Do you know what? Watching that game the other day, I honestly thought Sanchez forgot he played for Chelsea and he was still playing for Brighton.
Oh, dear. Wow.
No one else knows why that's so funny.
No. Oh, we never rehearse our jokes. Okay, so what we're saying is you probably need to start thinking about captaining Palmer more often and a potential triple captain choice in a double game week. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, so what I want to do now is let's talk about Game Week 7. Let's start off talking about the fixtures. So, here we go. There's a bit of EDM in the background. We have Palace versus Liverpool, Arsenal versus Southampton, Brentford versus Wolves, Leicester versus Bournemouth, Man City v Fulham, West Ham versus Ipswich Town, Everton versus Newcastle, Villa versus Man U, Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest, and Brighton versus Tottenham. So, do you have any derby names?
It just feels a bit weird, doesn't it, really? Like, I've looked at one here, just on paper. Aston Villa versus Man United. You could have the Dion Dublin derby.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll have that one.
We could have the Ashley Young derby. The same fixture.
So I've got 4.
Wow.
As soon as I knew Signore was on the show.
Taking his thunder, you're taking his limelight. I love it.
Now, Signore, bless him, did send a couple in, but I decided I'm gonna do my own homework. I'm gonna do my own homework. So one match I'm looking forward to is the Wayne Bridge derby. Oh dear. Another potential game you could look forward to is the Peter Beardsley derby. Here's one. It's not funny. It's quite factual. The John Terry derby. Did you know he went on loan to Forest?
When he was younger, yes, that's correct.
In 2000, I think he played about 6 matches. He had the John Terry
Very
derby.
good, very good.
That's very good.
Yeah, I like that.
And finally, this is one for Scott. The Lee Bowyer derby. Oh dear! Oh look! Oh, look at people getting in on the chat, trying to get involved. James Blackwell says the Aaron Cresswell derby. You can
Fair
have that
play.
one.
Do you know what though? In all seriousness, with our luck at the moment, and we have been playing very well, clearly, I wouldn't even mind seeing Aaron Cresswell start a match. Like, I might just go and tell Signore to bring him in this week. Like, it's really funny because he's been at the club for 10 years and we signed him from Ipswich for 7 million. And never did he probably ever think they'd ever play Ipswich in the Premier League as a West Ham player. Like, it's mad. I think that's fantastic. Brilliant. Free transfers this week, guys. Aaron Cresswell in. He's only like 4.4 million or something as well. So, do it.
That's the move. That's the move. Particularly if you've got a wild card, that's the move to make. And if you don't have a wild card, it's a triple captain option.
Yes, that's what we're all looking for this season. Bank on it. Aaron Cresswell to TC.
So they're the fixtures we've got coming up. Let's take a look at the teams. So Signore isn't with us today, but we'll talk about his team. He got 53 points in game week 6, so not bad at all. He captained Salah to get 20 points, which was absolutely the move to make over Haaland. He's got Havertz with 6 points, Rodgers with 7, Robinson with 7. So a few good scores in there. Scott, if you were Signore, what move would you make this week?
I'm not, but...
No.
I know that he rolled the transfer, so I know he's got 2.
Yeah.
Which is quite frustrating, really. Because I went so early last week. And I actually said that on the stream. Yeah. I went Saturday night. I don't know how much he's got, but I think the Vardy move just doesn't work, in my opinion. And I would already be looking at moving him on, potentially.
Even with his fixtures coming up?
Yeah.
Because the Arsenal fixture's over. Now got Bournemouth, Southampton and Forest.
Maybe worth a keep. I don't know. Potentially one of the Fulham boys, Smith Rowe out. Could he go up to Mbeumo and copy my move from last week? Just saying. Yeah. That move didn't even work out, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Well, it did, but it didn't. Potentially Smith Rowe out. I think Rodgers is really coming good now. You know, he got another return last week. We've been waiting for that for quite a while as Rodgers owners. And for 5 million, for me, he's a set and forget for the rest of the season. On wild cards, he'll still be in there. Like, he is an enabler, but it doesn't feel like that, personally, that he's an enabler. He's fantastic. Absolutely superb player. And, yeah, I think he'll be absolutely fine, if I'm honest. That's what I would look at. Potentially Areola out. If you waste a transfer on a goalkeeper, you probably wouldn't. That would probably be wild card vibes.
Wild card week, isn't it?
Yeah. But if anything, Smith Rowe out. And if not, I think Fulham have got City. So that's the best time to jump off of Smith Rowe now.
Yeah.
Even though he's... If not, he could even afford to roll again, you know. He's got that option. So, potentially that.
Yeah. It's not a bad team, to be honest. Just a few unlucky moves.
Not at all.
Doing quite well.
He's having a blinder. He's having a blinder this season.
Well, he's
can't
doing
knock
well.
it.
You can't knock. Yeah, exactly. He's doing well overall. So that's pretty good. But come on, let's talk about your team. This is your team from last week. You got 55 points, but you've got some news to tell us, don't you?
Before that, I'll take out Diego Jota. For Mbeumo, as I said, very early on, straight after the game week, the previous deadline kind of expired. Had a great week. Jota ended up starting and ended up getting more points than this geezer. Even though Mbeumo was a great move and cheaper. What's the news? For the third week running, maybe, I am definitely this week strongly going for a wild card. Game week 7 wild card.
And here is a wild card draft. It's here on the screen. So let's run through what you're thinking of doing. This is a draft you have. So your goalkeepers, Flecken and Fabianski. Trent, Gabriel, Gvardiol, Hall, and whoever that Brentford player is. It's cut off the name for some reason. Palmer, Mbeumo, Rogers, Diaz, Dibbling, Delap. Yes, I want Delap, and everyone keeps telling me not to, but I want Delap. He's coming in. Haaland and Solanke. Now, wow, that is quite the wild card. Talk us through it. What's going on?
I mean, the goalkeepers, I think you would look at Raya, but I don't think you'd double up on Arsenal defence. So it'd be like, okay, one of Gabriel or Raya. Trent could still go down. You just jump on Canute because he scored for the second game running. One Champions League, one in Premier League. I don't know. Hall would probably not be in this wild card. Van der Beek, I would go for from Brentford because he started the last 4 games now at wing back, and for £4 million, you've got a starting £4 million player there. So I just see that as a good option. The goalkeeper situation is just whoever can fill up that £4 million spot. Flecken's got some good fixtures coming up.
Yeah.
Spoke about Rogers, keeping him in. And you see who have just spent an awful long time talking about. He's there, first midfield slot, Cole Palmer. Since I looked at this draft last night, I know there's been some price changes. Solanke's also gone up. Palmer's gone up. I'm kind of waiting for a Watkins price rise. So if I do get rid of Watkins, I could gain that extra 0.1 million to sell.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't activated it. And it might not happen, but I think it's going to happen. And Diaz could still be a Jota, potentially. Bring him back in. Dibbling at Southampton has been starting. He has been scoring points. And Solanke's proven it by coming straight back in. And scoring straight away against United. So the lap one, we've obviously made jokes about him so far, but he played well.
Yeah.
Played really well against Villa. And he's got the fixtures is what I'm looking at. I'm targeting some fixtures. We've not been fantastic at home. We haven't won a game at home. Haven't got a point at home. So him against that West Ham defence, and he's got some really good fixtures after that. I'm not saying he'd start every week, or it's just a very good option for a budget striker enabler.
Yeah. For
an extra million from 4.5 to 5.5, you'd go for him.
Yeah.
You know, I would prefer to have a Havertz in there maybe, or keeping Watkins, but you can't have everyone. And I strongly don't believe in this idea of covering players, and Diaz won't cover Salah because that is serious FOMO, not having Salah. But right now I'm so confident in Palmer, even though fixtures aren't what they were a few game weeks ago. I don't think I can go without Palmer now. And I can't afford it in one move unless I went Salah down.
Yeah.
So, and obviously that's the only way I can do it because I'm not going to take Haaland down and then take a -4. I don't think that's worth it. But last week I was really chuffed about Gvardiol. I kept him in. He dropped by 0.1, and we still was able to. He was able to score and got 9 points for me, so I was quite happy with that. So there's still some variations, and I'll play around with it. But I think it's likely I'm going to activate it. I think if I don't activate it now, it'll be game week 12, and I don't know how far back I'll be by that point.
Yeah.
I just don't want to take the risk.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't play the wild card. I'd just use that team and take a -32. I think.
There was someone on Twitter that did that, and they took their -32 and forgot to press activate wildcard. Because you can still do, for those that don't know, you can still do that. Take your -32, make one more transfer, and then activate it, and then that -32 does become extinct. But imagine forgetting that. -32.
Man. Ouch.
What would be worse, doing it now or doing it at the end of the season, playing a late wild card, and you're like pushing for your mini leagues, and you take a -32 and you just absolutely fail it up.
Particularly if you play it in game week 38, because then you actually don't do it then.
Imagine, amazing.
We'll cut for next season, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Ashley in the chat has said Southampton getting absolutely slapped up. It is 3-0 to Bournemouth. 3 players with completely unpronounceable names have scored, including Semenyo. So our friend with 13 points is going to get another 6, so it'll take him to 19. He'll still be in the teens. You'll see. He might get bonus points. There we go. That's really bad news for me because I've got Ramsdale in goal. So here's my team. So Ramsdale's currently getting me 0 points. So I'm going to end up with 46 points. Thanks. Wow. This is what you get when you get Arsenal rejects. Anyway, what am I saying? Anyway, this is my team. Ramsdale, Trent, Maserati, Veltman, Onana, Ahmad, Palmer, Salah, Vardy, Wood, Haaland, with Robinson, Semenyo, and Kilman on the bench. So, I would like... What would I like? How many transfers have I got? I think I've got 2. I've got 3. 3 free transfers.
Oh.
So not bad. I need to do something because I'm not happy with Vardy or Wood. And I'm beginning to get a bit of FOMO over not having Solanke. I had him at the start of the season and he got injured, and I was just like, well, there's no
Yeah, do you remember that first year?
£8 million paperweight, so there wasn't any point. But he's coming straight back in, like you said. There's something to be said. I need to make some moves to see if I can get it in, but I don't know. Someone's going to have to get downgraded. You know, if I could have Solanke and Delap up front next to Haaland, I feel like I'm copying you a bit, and then downgrade somebody else. But I don't know who because everyone is really low. Do I downgrade Trent? Not sure about that one. It's a tricky one. Any thoughts, Scott?
I do, actually. I have a lot of thoughts on this. Just looking at this team, like, I forgot you played a wild card a couple of game weeks ago. And you've got Salah, Haaland and Palmer in your team. Yeah. I've just completely bypassed that. Like, and the rest of the team isn't bad. Like, I read the Wood situation needs to be looked at, and I still think the Vardy situation needs to be looked at. But look, Liverpool's fixtures are on a turn a little bit, and you could afford to possibly go down from Trent to someone. Could you go for Rico Lewis at City? Could you go for Gabriel from City, the other side of the defence? That will free up $1 million or $1 million and 1.1 million.
So let's say I do Woods to Solanke and Vardy to Delap. I am 0.8 million short with those 2 moves. So whoever I downgrade is getting downgraded by 0.8 million. And I don't think there are any £4.2 million defenders, are there?
There might be, if you can bench them.
There's not. There's no 4.2 million. So, it's tricky.
I would potentially just get rid of Vardy. How much you got in the bank at the moment?
$500,000.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's one to figure out. I think the only way I can make it work to get Solanke Delap in is to downgrade Trent. I think there's no one else I can really...
What's the idea with transfers out this week?
What, sorry?
What's the situation with Trent out in terms of transfers out? Because after did he get a 1-pointer or was it a no pointer? 1-pointer.
He got 1 point. So that's
if he starts getting sold, you're gonna look to drop. He'll be dropping in price soon.
80,000 transferred out,
and he's the second most transferred out player. Oh.
After
with Crystal Palace, Chelsea, and Arsenal to go.
Oh,
who's
fair.
the most transferred? Gabriel is still the most transferred in defender of the game week. Yeah, can't you just go to Gabriel?
Right, let's
and
work
save
this
yourself
out then. So I'm going to do... What my moves? Who am I getting in? Solanke. So, Solanke and Delap in. And then Trent can go down. Who can I afford?
You could get Gabriel.
I can get Gabriel for 6.2. How have I got
Actually
11? Oh, no, hang on. I had 11 million in the bank. I made a mistake. That would have been like amazing. I'll have anybody. Let's buy a second Haaland. Right. Sorry, this must sound really boring to people watching, but I do want to figure this out. Yeah.
Anyone in the chat want to give some advice? Get involved, please.
Yeah, so Gabriel is most likely. So that works. 3 transfers. Much better up front. That works.
If we can screenshot that, Matt, I'll stick that on our socials. Let's get some opinions on.
All right.
Like, screenshot the transfer page before you activate the transfers, or you confirm the transfers.
Yeah. I'll give you a draft of my thing. Yeah. Fine. Well, that's very good. Neil asks, is it worth taking a points hit to get Palmer in game week 7, or is that knee-jerk? Forest aren't that bad defensively. That is true.
Great question, Neil. We've spoke about that a lot on Twitter and stuff like that.
My question would be, who's going?
Yeah.
Like, who do you want to...
And what's the points here? We're talking -8. No, I wouldn't do that. A -4, if you're planning to hold him for a long time, yes, I would do that.
But if you haven't played a wild card yet...
Also, that's another thing. Like, can you afford to get these players on a -4 and save a wild card for later on in that season? Yeah. I would probably do a -4 this week if I was able to get Palmer. If I know I'm going to hold him past the wild card in game week 12 or whatever, because his value is only going to go up.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he could easily return that against Forest, even though they're not bad defensively. No one expected that to happen against Brighton, though, did they? So, and then after that, who's he got? Is it Arsenal? After that game, I think it goes Forest Arsenal.
Yes, let's have a look.
I think that's the fixtures.
Forest Liverpool.
Oh yeah, okay.
Then Newcastle.
Liverpool still conceding goals though, and as we say, everything goes through. Palmer. I was just seeing his reply. Luis Diaz probably, and a -4. Sadly played wildcard in game week 6. I remember seeing your game week 6 wildcard, and it looked good. And I wouldn't, you're only in 1 game week after or 2 game weeks after. I wouldn't stress too much. But Palmer is worth it, in my opinion.
Do it. Right. I think we've come to that time of the show. This is the bit where the audience and Scott has the opportunity to catch up with Signore. This is a game of Who Are Ya? Let's have a bit of cheering for that. This is a game that we play at the end of every episode where we show a blurred picture of a Premier League footballer. We have to guess who it is. It's a current Premier League footballer. We get 8 guesses, and for every guess we do, it slightly unblurs the picture, and we get a clue based on our guesses of whether we've got the right age, team, nationality, and so on. The scores this season is currently Signore 3, the audience 2, and Scott 2. We've just had a text from Signore, so Signore is going to be playing along by text. Okay. So
that don't count.
I've got his messages count. Here.
No way.
So, audience, get ready, because you can play along too. This is the best bit of the show for me. So, I feel the tension in the room. Get ready. Here is the photo.
Oh, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. Can I go?
I've got something in my head, but who do you reckon?
Before he even texts.
Yeah, go on.
I'm a Diallo, United.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but...
Oh, my God! Wow! Blackwell thought Rashford, so the audience weren't going to guess it. I'm waiting for Signore's text to come through. Now, you've got an advantage here, Scott, because the stream is about 30 seconds behind for everyone else who's watching. So you get about an extra 30 seconds, but well done. Neil
Yeah,
got
but
it
if
in the chat.
he could easily say it now. How can he say I've cheated? How have I cheated?
Signore's just texted us saying, nah, he's cheated. How the hell has he got that?
I haven't cheated. How is that possible to cheat? I can't even celebrate one win, one W. I'm always winning. I'm always winning. Always on top.
It's currently Signore 3, Scott 3, the audience 2. Signore, can you do me a favour? You know the outro that you say? Can you text that to me? Because I can't actually remember it for love nor money. I've got to do it in a minute. So if you could text that to me, I'll read it out. Because I can't remember what your sign-off is.
He's just sent us a text going, I'll take a shot in the dark. It's more like he's taking shots at the enemy, clearly.
Oh! Oh, dear. The audience have conceded to you. They don't think you cheated. Neil says, well played, Scott. Yeah. Let's go to this camera view. Here's the two of us. Oh, well, there we go. I'm still waiting.
Can we just talk about something before we start?
Yeah, go on.
That, over the weekend, I was pushing, and we were all pushing to get to 1,000 views for the first time this whole time we've been doing FPL. And this season's felt so much different to really start pushing limits and getting some real achievements out there. And we got to 1,000 views, and that was incredible. And, we've seen. It's
been a big, big month for us.
Now, we won't go too much into detail because we're going to film a video anyway at some point. But it was very, very good. Very, very cool.
Oh dear. It is good. We're aiming for 500 subs. We're currently on 438, so please hit that subscribe button. Our aim is to get monetized. To be honest, it would be quite nice because we can buy, not out of greed, we don't get that much, but it's mainly to buy equipment to help everyone run the show a little bit.
Help me get some light, basically. Maybe a haircut
bit more light
at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Get another skull shaver. Get one for Signore. But that's the main thing. So keep watching. We've had over 1,000 views this month, which we haven't had in such a long time. And it's we've done a great run of shows. It's 9 in a row if you include Gameweek 38. So it's been absolutely fantastic. Neil says, cracking show, lads. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Neil. Balraj has a joke. Why do bees have sticky hair? So we'll just wait for the answer to come through. Scott, any ideas? Why do bees have sticky hair?
Any joke to do with hair, I just lose interest, to be honest.
Oh, boo.
Bubbles.
So I'll just wait for Balraj to send that joke. Signore sent me the sign off, by the way, so I've got it, so I can do my bit and you can do your bit. Do you know why bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycombs. I love so much how that's become a regular feature. Balraj's jokes from the chat. That's fantastic. I love them. They're just
I think next week, mate, if you can get us a football related joke, that would be incredible. That would be really cool.
That's your challenge. That is your challenge. Oh wow. So once again, thank you everyone very much for watching, including Ashley, who's top of our league, the first person who's been top of the league who's come onto the show. So much appreciated. Should we do the sign off?
Are you ready?
It feels wrong me doing this. I'm literally reading it from a text message. I'm not going to lie. It feels wrong. Signore should be here doing this, but bless you, mate. Much love to you. Hopefully you have you back next week. So let's do this. So join us next time at FPL Agony, where we will share more stress, anxieties,
and agony that make us love the pain of this game.
Thank you all so much for watching. Good luck with Game Week 7, and we will, of course, be back for Game Week 8. And most importantly, may all of your arrows be green. Good night.